Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Ashton Jackson. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about rumors going around that Haason Reddick, I know he previously already got traded from the Philadelphia Eagles to the New York Jets. Right now, he's on the New York Jets, but he requested a trade from the New York Jets. And I'm going to talk about why I think the Dallas Cowboys should trade for a guy like Haason Reddick, not only because we saw him play for Philadelphia, he's not more than likely, he's been in the conference since 2017, and we know what he can do up close and personal. We've seen it last year. And then also, we're in desperate need of a true pass rusher right now. And not saying I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm saying that the Dallas Cowboys should highly consider it and be active in it and try to get a deal done, try to get a trade done, things of that nature. So before we hop into the video, I appreciate if you guys will like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment, and share my video with anyone who you think will enjoy my content, man.
Yeah, say shit about this and about that. They got shit to say about everything, but let's get to the fact. I see them trying to cut out all the real shit.
So it happened. This trade that happened between the Eagles and Jets happened right around March, April 1st. It happened right near the draft. And the trade details was that the Eagles traded Reddick for a 2026 third-round conditional pick that could become a second-rounder, 7.5% of the Jets' defensive snaps in 24, and has at least 10 sacks. I talk about conditional picks all the time on this channel, and I talked about how that's how a lot of times you get greater value. So the Jets traded a third-round pick in 2026, right? Had Reddick played for the Jets, or if he still wants to play for the Jets, and he reaches that requirement, so plays 70% of the snaps, which he more than likely will, because if you just look on Pro Football Reference, he played, let me see real quick. So he started in 17 games in 2023, 22 he started 17, Carolina he started 16, Arizona in 2020 he played 11, in 2018 for Arizona he played 12. So things like that nature, he would possibly, the Eagles would get that second round pick regardless, and the Jets wouldn't try to do anything sneaky, because they already know that they're trying to win football games, right? They're trying to stay competitive because they know they have a very short window with Aaron Rodgers and things of that nature, so they wouldn't try to be out of spite, try to just give up a third round pick. They don't care about giving up a second round pick if that means that they're playing an AFC championship game for the first time in like 10, 12 years, or even just making the playoffs in that matter for 13 years. So, they're trying to win as best as they can, right? Last year, Haason Reddick had 11 sacks. He had 13 tackle for losses. He had 9 assisted tackles. He had 29 solo tackles. He had 38 combined total tackles. He had 23 quarterback hits. He was he was a Pro Bowl last year. And 22 was one of his best years. He was an All-Pro defensive player, All-Pro second team, a Pro Bowl that year as well. So Haason Reddick is a very good edge, and we saw that last year when he tore up Terrence Steele. He had 3 sacks against us. We already know what Haason Reddick can be. And the only reason why I'm making this video and why I feel like the Dallas Cowboys should trade for a guy like Haason Reddick is because we need a second legit pass rusher. I know I saw preseason last game, and it's only preseason, but if you look at our pass rush unit, because what you saw out there, like Nealand, Fehoko, and your interior of your defensive line, I know Osa wasn't there. I know Micah wasn't playing. I know D-Law wasn't playing. So I know our full strength defensive line wasn't there. But if you look at what our potential depth looks like, it looks very rough, and we could not get to the quarterback at all last night. I know that, we had 1 sack, we had a couple of hurries and a couple of pressures, but I felt like if we kept a guy like Isaiah Land, or if we had kept a couple other guys, I felt like, Isaiah Land, if maybe, not maybe, but if Sam Williams doesn't get hurt, maybe I felt a little bit better about the situation at our backup defensive end spot. But what it could have, should have, injuries happened. We didn't fully value a guy like Isaiah Land because we value a guy like Matt Waletzko and Josh Ball over guys like him, which I find pathetic, but it's fine. But again, what would I be willing to give up for if I'm Dallas to not to Philadelphia, but to the Jets, is I'm willing to give up a second-round pick, just a second-round pick. And the reason why I say a second-round pick, this is me. If my last name was Jones and I couldn't get fired, I'm trading away a second-round pick. We're bad in the second round. For every Trayvon Diggs, And for every DeMarcus Lawrence that you draft in the second round, Dallas Cowboys wise, you draft yourself a Schoonmaker, you draft yourself a Kelvin Joseph, you draft yourself a Tristan Hill. You know, you draft you a bunch of guys that doesn't pan out, that don't make the roster. You draft yourself a Connor Williams, you draft yourself, you know, so many other guys, again, that still hasn't made the roster. And, you know, we drafted Sam Williams in the second round, still hasn't panned out. He's about to head into his 4th year next year because he's not going to play this year. So, again, we really got to figure this thing out at pass rusher, and how evident and how many times are we ever on the market? Is there ever a really good pass rusher on the market? Not too many. So having a guy that has been has been averaging at least 11 and a half sacks for the past 4 seasons straight is ridiculous. You know, he had 12 and a half in 2020. 2021, he had 11. 22, he had 16. And 23, he had 11. He's a hell of a player. We know what he is. We saw him play for the Philadelphia Eagles. If I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I would give up a second-round pick. But knowing that you might have to give up a second-round pick and a contract, if you're a real-life the Jones, I don't think you would want to give up a second-round pick. I think you would probably want to see if you can probably try to snake the Jets out of a deal, maybe for a 4th. But again, GM Joe Douglas and, you know, the GMs over there don't really like the Dallas Cowboys anyway because of what happened in 2019 when we were trying to trade for Jamal Adams, and they wanted Zach Martin and a bunch of, and they wanted Zach Martin, they wanted our 2020 first-round pick, and then they wanted our 2021 first-round pick, and would giving up CeeDee Lamb and Michael Parsons and a Hall of Famer Zach Martin, but that had been great at the time for Jamal Adams. No, I'm not giving up 3 potential Hall of Famers for a decent All-Pro, Pro Bowler type of player. And Jamal Adams was really good that year. He was one of the best safeties that year, but it's fine. Again, we should trade for him. We should definitely look into it. Let's see if we can give up maybe a day 3 pick, maybe a 4th-round pick. I'm fine also with doing a 4th-round conditional pick that can lead into a 3rd or could lead into a 2nd, depending on if Reddick reaches some sort of snap count and sack numbers and things of that nature. So I feel like Dallas Cowboys should sign him, and I believe if you do trade for him, sign him. I think that you can get him done. Micah, CD, Dak, we can get it done. If they really want to win, the Dallas Cowboys can find ways to win. There's a bunch of teams like the Niners, what's the other one? Bengals. There's a bunch of teams that know how to manipulate the salary cap to get up underneath it year after year after year to win and keep and remain majority of the talent that they want to keep. So again, trade for a guy like him who's been averaging 11 and a half sacks the past 4 years, 4 seasons, and see what we can really do. And that's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.